The next big MCU show that's coming out on Disney Plus, speaking of streaming television shows, is of course Loki season 2. Now, traditionally, Disney Plus has only been around a couple of years, but traditionally, Disney Plus has taken their premium shows, their Star Wars shows, their Marvel shows, and they drop them at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, midnight Pacific Standard Time. Now, Loki was supposed to air on Friday at 3 a.m. in the morning on October 6th, I think. And that would be midnight of October 5th for us. But they recently tried an experiment with the Star Wars show Ahsoka, where instead of releasing it at midnight Pacific time, they released it at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a time when everybody can watch it together. And it looks like the results of that were really successful because according to Deadline, Loki has now changed its release date. They put out a new featurette, by the way, not a lot of new stuff in there, but they've announced that not only will be moved from Friday, October 6th to Thursday, October 5th, they are again now going to move the release time. Deadline said this: the second season of Disney Plus Marvel Studios' Loki was originally set to debut on Friday, October 6th. However, the streamer is following a new rule out of its primetime playbook with Ahsoka and dropping episodes in prime time. The new premiere date for Loki is October 5th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, that'll be 9 p.m. New York time. And all subsequent episodes will drop on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the season. Now, Rob, this is something that you, me, a lot of fans have been wanting Disney Plus to do for a long time. Initially, it kind of made sense to drop it at midnight to 3 a.m. because Disney Plus's servers were getting crashed from everybody trying to tune at once. It looks like they've got that handled. But for example, moving Ahsoka to 6 p.m., what it did was it allowed Disney Plus's stuff to do what they've never been able to do, what HBO has always done, which is create, event watching television. When Game of Thrones was on, or even more recently when House of the Dragon was on, it became marked off on the calendar. Friends came over, we barbecued, we ordered food, we hung out, we all went to the theater room, and we would all watch the new episode of House of the Dragon. You used to do that a long time ago when Battlestar Galactica was on, and other shows like that. With Ahsoka, people were able to start doing that again because it had that reasonable launch time. And even more importantly for fandom, it meant that everybody was on the same page. Because with them releasing at 3 a.m. in the morning, some hardcores would stay up and watch it, but the next morning, a lot of people hadn't had a chance to see it. They go to work. So half the people had seen it, half hadn't. Everybody's hearing about what's going on and all that kind of stuff. Now, they put Ahsoka out at 6 p.m. It's event watching television. People can all sit down and watch it if they like it. And I think this is absolutely 100% the right move for them to do with Loki, because I didn't love Loki season 1, to be honest. He's one of my favorite characters in the MCU. I didn't love the first season, didn't hate it, kind of liked it. But a lot of people really did like it a lot. And I know a lot of people have been very excited about Loki season 2. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Rocket Money. Did you know that the average person has around 12 paid subscriptions and they might not even remember to subscribing to half of those? If you have no idea just how much you're spending each month, you need Rocket Money. It's this great app that tracks all of your expenses so you know exactly where your money is going. I recently just found out that over 80% of people have subscriptions that they've completely forgotten about. Seriously, think about how many free trials you subscribe to that you just probably never canceled. And that's why I'm such a big fan of Rocket Money, because I was one of those people. When I signed up to Rocket Money, I was stunned to find out that a gym I had belonged to in another city I lived in, I had still been paying my dues to for over 2 years. Also, that music subscription service I use, I forgot I was subscribed to 2 other ones. That's where Rocket Money comes in, because Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. With over 3 million users and counting, Rocket Money customers have saved on average of $720 a year. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/Campea. That's rocketmoney.com/Campea. rocketmoney.com/Campea. Rob, I just think this is the smart thing all around. This is probably going to be the new norm for Disney Plus. What do you think about them moving it to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time? And do you see any drawbacks to doing it at that time?
Well, no, it's that HBO model. It drops at 6 p.m. on the West, or 9 p.m. on the West Coast, or 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast, and it works really well. Everybody who's interested in the show gets to watch it at a reasonable time. And by the next morning, there's all kinds of chatter. There's YouTube reviews. The show is getting buzz all for the next day. For me, it's a no-brainer. And for Disney Plus to finally embrace this, obviously it's done well for Ahsoka. That's why they're changing the Marvel strategy. I think it's absolutely what they should be doing. I mean, as far as Loki, the show goes, I think it was a well-liked show. For me personally, I thought it pushed the boundaries. It seems weird to say after Love and Thunder and Quantumania, but I thought it went too far, stretching the credulity of believability. I mean, is that silly to say? Maybe. But the time variance authorities seem to go too far. However, I mean, this Tom Hiddleston's great in the role, and the new season looks good.
You know, Tom Hiddleston in the role of Loki is there's an old saying that says sometimes failure is your greatest victory. Tom Hiddleston, for those of you who don't remember this, he was in Marvel's house because he was auditioning for and got close to getting the role of Thor. And he lost it out to Chris Hemsworth. But they liked him so much, they went to him and said, what would you think about playing his brother, about playing Loki? And like today, I mean, listen, other actors can play other roles, absolutely. But I'm saying it's difficult to imagine anyone else playing Loki than Tom Hiddleston.
No.
I'm not saying he's Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man or Chris Evans playing Captain America, but he's up there. Like, he is so synonymous with that role, and he plays it so well that even when the show isn't great, I like watching it just to see him play the character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and by the way, Ke-Huy Quan, Academy Award winner, Ke-Huy Quan, now in this season as well. I'm really excited to see him in this. And in this, there's a new feature out, by the way, guys. If you look on YouTube, just look for Loki featurette. And Ke-Huy Quan's talking about, listen, I've been a huge MCU fan for so long, and to see him come in on this, I think it could be a lot of fun, a lot of potential there, and I love that's coming out at 6 p.m. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.